What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Cleaver Colin Andrew, back with Prime Cuts WrestleMania 36 predictions. And tonight I have from NoDQ.com, Mr. Big G. Big G, how we doing, bud?
Doing pretty good. I just got back from work about an hour and a half ago, I should say, and just trying to keep myself sane and not go crazy.
No doubt, no doubt. And from the NX team, we have John Shartzer. John, how we doing, bud?
I'm good, man. I actually had the last 2 days off, and then tomorrow I have to go back and be essential again. But, it is what it is.
Nice. As of now, it doesn't look like I'm going back for at least another 30 days. So, yeah. So, enough of that bullshit. We're going to get right down to it. We have 16 matches for this two-night extravaganza, WrestleMania 36. So we're just going to go down the list of how I have it in front of me, and we're going to start off with Rhea Ripley defending the NXT Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair, the winner of the 2020 Women's Royal Rumble match. Big G, I'm going to start with you on this one, my friend.
Oh, man. So, this will be a big-time match here for Rhea Ripley, going against Charlotte Flair and whatnot. Or the first time the NXT Women's title being defended at WrestleMania. I don't see Charlotte winning it. She really doesn't need to. I think they're just doing it that way. Rhea Ripley says she beat somebody, big, I guess, in a way. So I'm going to have to go with Rhea to retain. And, whoever wins this ladder match coming up in the next couple of weeks in NXT, I'm sure it'll be a babyface or a heel, I should say. So we'll see. But, yeah, Rhea Ripley is going to retain the NXT title.
Okay. All right. John?
We already know that Rhea is life. So I agree Rhea's going to retain. Charlotte's done so much. I don't think she needs this right now. Rhea Ripley, this could be the chance to really, put her over and kind of solidify her as your big star. If she beats Charlotte. So hopefully logic would say Rhea. That's what I'm going with.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm also going with Rhea Ripley because this has been the year of NXT. And in WWE, I count the year not from January 1st to December 31st. I'm talking WrestleMania to WrestleMania. And since WrestleMania 35 until now, NXT has been on fire. We saw the dominant display they showed at Survivor Series this last year, especially in the women's division. Yeah. And Rhea Ripley pinned Charlotte once, and I think she's going to do it again and solidify herself before even making it to the quote-unquote main roster. So I'm glad to see we're all in agreement on that. So we'll move on to... screw it. I'm just going to start from the bottom. Otis versus Dolph Ziggler with Mandy Rose. This match should be interesting because this feud is actually one of the longer feuds we have going into this pay-per-view, this event, because this has been on since before Valentine's Day, if you think about it. Yeah. So, I honestly see Otis picking up the win on this one. I know this is Dolph Ziggler's first WrestleMania singles match in 15 years of his career in WWE, but I just have the feeling we're going to get that one feel-good moment at least, and it's going to be for the big guy, Big Odie. So, John?
Yeah, I agree. I think Otis is going to win. I think it's going to be like last year WrestleMania. We got all the feel-good stuff with Kofi and Becky and all that stuff, and everybody went home happy. And I think this year we may not get as much of that, but I do think that this will be one of those feel-good moments that everybody wants to see Otis win. Nobody really. I like Dolph Ziggler, but nobody wants to see Dolph Ziggler win this feud. Everybody wants to see Otis win and get the girl, and I think that's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Big G?
Yeah, couldn't. You guys are pretty much said everything that I wanted to say. But yeah, Otis is going to get the win. This is, like you guys did mention, Dolph's first single career WrestleMania match, and since he's been with the company. I think we'll see some shenanigans. Maybe with like Sonya will try to interfere, and Tucker and even Bobby Roode. I don't even know if Roode's down there. Been there. He's probably stuck up in Canada right now. Otis is gonna get the win. Simple as that.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely see some type of shenanigans, and maybe this is the split between Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. You know what I mean? This could be a deciding factor for them too. But moving on to the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, we have the champions, the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane and Asuka, challenging Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. John, I'm going to let you start on this one.
I think we're going to see a title change here. I think that Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are going to win. I was a little iffy on this at first. I kind of thought back and forth about it, but I don't think that the Kabuki Warriors, even with Asuka, doing the whole like commentary thing and people are liking it, it's fun or whatever, but I don't think they're kind of getting over the way they thought they would or hoped they would. Asuka needs to go back on a singles run. So with that kind of maybe being a hope, I'm going to go with Alexa and Nikki.
Okay. All right, Big G.
I am liking Asuka on commentary, doing what she was doing the past couple weeks. And we see Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss as the former women's tag team champions because of the Kabuki Warriors beating them for the titles. And it's been a while since the titles have been defended in recent memory. I can't remember the last time they were defended. Man, I like Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, but I think the titles are going to stay on the Kabuki Warriors for a little bit longer. Because, if they split them up again, Asuka's going to go nowhere. Kairi's going to go nowhere. So this is the best thing going for them right now.
Absolutely. And I am going with the Kabuki Warriors retaining their championships and this leading up to a definite split between Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. Somehow they take a bump.
I mean,
what are we doing with this storyline? Like, what are we, what is this storyline between Nikki and Bliss getting? Where's it going? I mean, it's been going on for how long?
Yeah.
One of them needs to turn heel, in my opinion. And honestly, fucking turn Nikki Cross heel and just let her go psycho shit.
Hey, she was back in NXT,
Exactly. I loved her character Insanity.
Let me ask you this real quick. Do you think that it was wise of them to bring in these women's tag team titles since they really don't have a whole lot of tag teams? I know the Iconics, they're repackaging them or something, but you don't have that many women's tag teams anymore. So and they were supposed to be defended on all three brands, but that hasn't happened lately. So I'm just like, well, get rid of them. Nobody cares about them. They were trying to make it important because of the whole women's evolution or revolution, whatever. But I just don't see the point of them having them anymore.
When those championships came into play, they were pretty much at the peak of their women's evolution.
Yeah.
And Bayley and Sasha were the ones who vouched for those championships more than anybody else.
Yeah.
And we saw how awesome their first reign with those were. Like, there hasn't been a good team to really make those titles look the way they should. And I think if you can hold off on the Kabuki Warriors losing them and just keep building them, they could be that team to make those belts actually look good. But to answer your question, if they should get rid of them, this is what I would do. At this point, the women's division in WWE is lacking a little bit, in my opinion. I would have a unification match between SmackDown and Raw's women's championship titles, have one major women's championship, and then have the tag team championships.
There you go.
Because more people can be utilized in a tag team division. For example, you could do Naomi and Dana Brooke because they have been teaming up. Yeah. And you're not going to be like, oh, Naomi's doing the tag team bullshit where she could be going after the SmackDown title. No, there's like 4 people ahead of her because there's only one championship for the women. Yeah. So, John, what are your takes on this?
On the titles, if they keep them or not?
Just just anything that Big G just said, like, about the women's championships. I can't remember if you gave your answer or not, but
as far as the match goes, I picked Nikki and Alexa. I was the only one. But as
yeah.
far as the titles go, I do agree that they kind of came in when things were hot, and then everything cooled down immensely. Like the booking is still just shit. It's what they do. They can't book. They can't book their men's tag teams. So why would we think they could do it for the women's tag teams?
Exactly.
And so I wish that it could be better if they maybe. I don't know. I wish that they could do something with it. They have plenty of women that aren't doing shit right now, so maybe not get rid of it, but maybe actually try to put people together and see if you can find some chemistry and maybe do a tournament and reboot the whole thing. But it's very, very stale at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Agreed. So moving on to the Intercontinental Championship match, we have Sami Zayn defending against Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan supposedly will have Drew Gulak in his corner, and Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro will be in Sami Zayn's corner. So, Big G.
This is going to be a hell of a match. It could be, the match of the night. Sammy just won it, back at Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And if from what we've been hearing and whatnot, Daniel Bryan might not be wrestling for a while, trying to quarantine himself and whatnot, since he does have a baby and Brie is pregnant again. So I'm gonna say Sammy's gonna retain with outside interference from Nakamura and Cesaro if they're there. Or even Gulak could turn on Daniel Bryan and join up with Sami Zayn and whatnot. And that way, Sami Zayn will retain the IC title.
That'd be dope. John?
I think I agree with him as far as Daniel Bryan maybe wanting to quarantine with having, kids at home and his wife being pregnant. But I do think that maybe this could set up for a longer feud with Daniel Bryan and Sami Zayn. That maybe Daniel Bryan loses and Drew Gulak, has to help him get over the hump, even more and train him, for the match of his life to get back, against Sami Zayn and get the title. But for this match, I'll pick Sami, but I think that it'll eventually lead to Daniel Bryan getting the title, maybe a couple months down the road.
When they get out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm picking Sami Zayn to retain. They wouldn't give him his first. I just don't think they would do. I mean, it's WWE, so they'll do whatever they want. But I just don't see Sami finally getting his first title and then just literally a couple weeks without even defending it. His first defense, losing it.
They did it to Braun, though.
They did it to Braun.
Yeah, I know. But Braun causes a lot of heat to himself. Sami really doesn't. True. You know what I'm saying? So it outweighs itself, I guess. But so Jeff Meacham last night on the No DQ review said something about Timothy Thatcher, because Timothy Thatcher used to be a tag team partner with Drew Gulak. Now, see, he was saying that he could Gulak would turn on Bryan and then join with Thatcher. What if, because it's a big if, because normally the protocol. You sign from anywhere else in the world, you go to NXT first. You know what I mean? There's if you're AJ Styles or Anderson and Gallows, you're the two exceptions.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they'll pull the trigger on that, but I think what would be cool, though, is if they did anything with Thatcher, it'd be to put him with Bryan and Gulak and have some type of new faction, like a submission technical faction, which would be really cool. But that's thinking way outside the box. But I'm going Sami Zayn to retain, and moving into Elias versus King Corbin. Cut and dry. I don't know what they're going to do with this match. Corbin has been shit on by many of people, including myself, but I feel this is where he gets his moment. I don't know what the hell they're going to do with Elias. I can't remember who said it last night, but he's like the new modern day Big Show. Heel, face. Heel face. Heel face.
That's it.
So, I agree with that fully, and I'm going Baron Corbin. So, Big G.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Corbin. So Virtue said it best last night. Elias will get his moment by singing a song, but there's no crowd there to back him up. And Corbin has lost to Roman in the past couple pay-per-views, so he needs a big win to put him back up there, and Elias will eventually bounce back. So Corbin to get the victory over here.
Right on, John.
First off, we can all admit this is a match that we give zero fucks about, right? Like, this match is one that could have totally been left out.
Yeah.
But here we are. I mean, they could have seriously integrated the NXT Takeover matches into WrestleMania and saved us bullshit like this.
Yeah.
But I digress. They didn't, so I'm going with King Corbin.
Right on, right on. In another match that really makes no sense at all, Aleister Black versus Bob Lashley. So, John, you can go first on here.
At least they tried to explain it. They just want to fight. And they both want to fight, and they fight, and I don't know. Again, I love Aleister Black. They're fucking this up. Again, do not care about this match whatsoever. Hopefully it's just a way to put Aleister over, and fingers crossed, that's what I'm going with.
Right on. Big G.
Yep, Aleister Black. This will be hell of a fight. Me and Bobby Lashley ain't nobody to mess with, but I mean, Lashley's been dealt a bad hand ever since he pretty much came back. Almost, was it 3 years ago now? 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, so and Lashley hasn't been on the past couple weeks, and neither has Lana, so there's like zero build to this. So, and Black has had all this momentum going with him right now, so I'm just gonna go with Aleister to get this win and keep his momentum going.
Right. I'm going with Aleister Black as well. I mean, his only loss is to AJ Styles after beating Anderson, after beating Gallows, and then getting like pretty much a 3-on-1 fucking beatdown after that. So clean cut, Aleister Black's going to get the rub off of this one. And that's going to roll us into Kevin Owens versus the Monday Night Messiah, Seth freaking Rollins. So this is going to be an interesting match because we know that his little disciples aren't going to be there. So no one's going to be there to have his back. That, or are we going to get a new disciple at the end of this? Or is the crooked referee going to be back? Or, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many different things that can go into this, but, I mean, I'm picking Kevin Owens to go over on this one. This feud is far from over, but I do feel that KO is going to get his WrestleMania moment. Seth's had a few. You know what I mean? He can toss one up for a bud. So, Big G?
Yeah, I'm going to go with KO on this one as well. Samoa's, I think Joe's wellness policy suspension came up. So, he could possibly show up at WrestleMania and help KO or turn on KO. But I'm still going to go with Kevin Owens to get this WrestleMania win. And I'm sure we'll have a couple more matches leading up through like SummerSlam or something like that. So,
all right, John Boy.
So I think that I'm one of the few people who actually like the Monday Night Messiah thing. I didn't. I hated it at first, and then for some reason I'm starting to like it. But I don't know where they're going to go now because I guess one of the AOP, I can't remember if it's Akam or Razor, but one of them's injured, and so they're not going to have one without the other. So I don't know how his stable, like I said, somebody maybe could introduce, this weekend and add themselves to it to keep that going. But I think that Kevin Owens is going to win just because I don't know where the whole Monday Night Messiah thing is going to go from this point. And like Colin said, Rollins has had plenty of his WrestleMania moments. He's done it before.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Owens, could use the big win here.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you obviously know how tag teams work. If one guy's out, you don't see the other one. So,
yeah.
And they're not going to pair frickin' Razor with Buddy Murphy. They're not going to make them a tag team. You know what I mean? I mean, it'd work, But
it'd be awesome.
we've seen worse, but I don't see it happening. But speaking of tag teams, and this is another, I don't know why they're doing this match. We have the Street Profits defending against Angel Garza and Austin Theory from NXT. I mean, like Aaron said last night, is Angel Garza still an NXT guy? I know he's still listed on the roster, but when's the last time he's been on NXT? It's been 3-4 weeks now?
Something like that, yeah.
So this is a pointless match. The only reason Theory is in this match is because Andrade hurt his ribs last week and is unable to compete for this. They should have just had this match off the card. I understand that they're trying to get all their championships on there. I get it. But this is easily a Street Profit retention. And John, how do you feel on this?
Can we say pre-show? That's where this is going to go.
Please.
And honestly, I think it's going to be a pretty fucking dope match, though. I don't think Street Profits are going to lose. There's no chance that happens. But I think that with just the talent, athleticism involved in this match between these guys, Montez Ford, I say all the time, is a fucking star. Austin Theory, they're going to, turn him to a star. He's got potential. These guys are all just charisma and athleticism. It'll be fun to watch, but it's a useless match. It could have been just a regular Raw match, especially with Andrade getting hurt. But it'll be fun. I'll take Street Profits to retain.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Street Profits, too. Man, what a botch Montez took on night. Oh, my God. All I heard was smack. I was like, holy crap. But, yeah, again, this is a match with, zero build whatsoever. I mean, Andrade, I think 2020 is the worst year that he's had so far. He's had his wellness suspension, and now he's injured with his ribs and whatnot. But yeah, Street Profits to retain.
Yeah,
we'll see if once Andrade comes back, is Austin Theory still gonna be up there? Zelina has her little stable of her men.
See, I don't see Theory hanging out because what was it? 2 weeks ago he's losing to Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
So 3 weeks now. I don't remember. It's had a couple of weeks of this no crowd stuff. So, moving on, we are going to move on to the SmackDown Women's Championship match. It's a fatal 5-way. We have Bayley, a 5-way elimination, I should say.
Yeah.
We have Bayley defending against Lacey Evans, Naomi, Sasha Banks, and Tamina. Well, we know it's not going to be Tamina. So, Big G, take it away, my friend.
Man. Well, we know Tamina is going to be the first one eliminated right away.
Cheers.
I'm going to stretch it out. I think we're going to get a title change. I think we're going to get Sasha to win the women's SmackDown Women's Championship. She's going to turn on Bayley and turn face. And then that way we can finally get the match that everybody's wanting, Bayley versus Sasha at SummerSlam. Bayley's had it for over, 200 some days now, if that. So, yeah, I'm going to go. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Sasha winning the Women's Championship from SmackDown.
All right, John.
First off, Bayley is the worst heel champion in the entire world. She's so fucking boring. She's not, I don't look at Bayley and I'm like, oh, I'm offended. You hurt my feelings or anything like that. I'm just like, would you shut the fuck up and go away? Sasha can be a great heel or a great face or whatever. She's just marketable. People like her. Even when she, runs away and cries or whatever, takes the ball and go home, people are still like, fuck it, when's Sasha coming back? And then, she hasn't really done what I thought she was going to do when she came back. But I think that this is the time to do that now. Like he was saying, set up the match between Sasha and Bayley at SummerSlam, and everybody, gets what they want. And I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going title change, but it's not Sasha. It's Lacey Evans.
Okay. Okay.
I'm seeing it coming down to Lacey Evans, Sasha, and Bailey.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, let's buddy up and take her down. And as soon as one goes to hit her, gets rolled up by the other, distracted. 1, 2, 3, either Bailey or Sasha eliminate each other. And then as they're like doing that in shock moment, like, oh my God, what happens? They turn around, boom, a woman's right, 1, 2, 3, new champion.
There you go. I would, you
So-
know, I wouldn't be mad if Lacey won.
No,
I'm trying
I think she should have won it a while ago.
Yeah. What else? I was gonna say something. You know, I mean, yeah, they took Dana Brooke out, but they could have thrown Carmella in there to just keep it a 6-pack challenge. But I mean, I'm fine with 5 too. So
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens.
we do still have another SmackDown before WrestleMania, so they could throw Carmella in there.
Yeah,
So
that is for sure. That is for sure. So we're gonna move on to the SmackDown Tag Team Championship fiasco. So we don't know what's exactly happening for this match yet, peeps. We have supposedly this is the original concept of the match: The Miz and Morrison defending their tag team championships against Big E and Kofi of the New Day and the Usos in a ladder match. There has been reports that The Miz has pulled out of WrestleMania, and we were going to be getting a one-on-one match between one of the Usos and John Morrison for the tag team championships. And then we've seen that could be one member of New Day, one member of the Usos against John Morrison in a triple threat or a triple threat ladder match. So we don't really know exactly what's going on for this match as of right now, and it is Wednesday. So, well, I guess we'll find out, and if we have to make some edits, I can type them in the comments below. So, yeah, man. Big G, what do you think's going to happen? Like, what do you like? At this point, should they just throw this match out?
Nah, I don't think they're gonna throw this match out. I mean, like you mentioned, and like the boys mentioned last night, you know, it could be one of the Usos versus John Morrison, or a triple threat match from one member of each team in a regular triple threat match, or still a triple threat ladder match. But if I would have to pick somebody, I'm gonna go with whoever out of if it's Jay or Jimmy. I'm gonna say that the Usos finally get their WrestleMania moment and win the SmackDown Tag Team titles.
Okay, John.
Surprise, surprise! Austin Theory is going to be in both championship tag team matches.
Oh my God.
No, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I agree that whatever happens, the Usos are going to win. I don't know what that entails. Like I said, whether it's going to be, just a triple threat one-on-one or a handicap match or what they're going to do. But I do believe that the Usos are going to be given the straps and be told, hey, don't fuck this up. And if you do, then that's the last you'll see of them for a long, 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 long time. But hopefully all that's clear and good to go. But I think it'll be the Usos and whatever happens.
Yeah, I got to give props to the Miz though for pulling out. He's being safe and taking care of his family and whatnot. He's got 2 young girls too, so who knows? Maurice is pregnant again, so
right, fertile Myrtle in the house, man. But yeah, I'm going with Miz and Morrison to retain. I just don't see the need to change the SmackDown tag titles right now, especially. I mean, Miz and Morrison have won it. They won it in Saudi Arabia, so it's been a little over about a month and a half now. So I don't see the need. These guys work together just fine because what are they going to do? You good is going to rip right into in a feud with each other? No. Keep the belts on them for a while. Let them figure out what's going to go on with the Miz. Yeah. And if they need to make a change there, make a change there. But in my opinion, I don't see them taking the titles off of them.
Okay.
So, moving on to a Firefly Funhouse match. We got The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and John Cena. The rematch of WrestleMania 30. I'm really intrigued to see what this is going to look like. I've heard that they've put a lot of production into this match. I heard Cena's been very hands-on with this match. He wants it to mean something. Um, of course, Bray Wyatt, anything he really touches is gold.
Yeah.
John, what do you see going into this match?
Like you said, I've heard about, they're trying to make the production like a movie, so that sounds kind of cool. I expect it to be something totally different. Obviously, I don't know what exactly a Firefly Funhouse match is. Don't care. It'll be fun, whatever they do with it. I think that Cena is gonna put over the Fiend. I think they're still gonna try to recover the Fiend instead of fucking them up like they have been. But I think it's gonna be something fun to watch. It's gonna be a non-traditional wrestling match. It's gonna be something, more so like a movie, supposedly they say. But it's WrestleMania. You gotta have something quirky. So I'll take the Fiend.
Right on, Big G.
Yeah, I'll go with the Fiend too. Cena, he's just doing this like we all mentioned, everybody mentioned, just to put him over. Hopefully this, what you guys are saying, hopefully this will be a lot better than the last debacle with Randy Orton.
Oh, God, that was terrible. God, that was bad.
And the WrestleMania match that they had at 34, I believe it was. So it was,
with all the spiders and shit on the ring. Yeah, that was
That was just totally weird. But I'm really looking forward towards this match. Like you said, we don't know what this Firefly Funhouse match is going to entail. I would imagine it would be awesome. Go to a damn like carnival that's like shut down or something like that, and have like John Cena look in the mirrors, all the different mirrors, and you see all the fiends and stuff like that, and make it interesting. Everybody's at home. If it's gonna be like a movie, make it feel like a movie. Like people are gonna enjoy it. So.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and I'm gonna go in agreements with you guys because. This is Bray Wyatt's time. He got the shaft with Goldberg. So I feel that WWE is going to make it up to him and give him the win, get his win back, I should say, from John from 6 years ago. And maybe this is what will escalate the Fiend to that next level, give him that ultimate power because he beat the thing that created him, basically. So it's, the final boss in Mario. I don't know. But, it should be an awesome match. And this is one of the ones I'm looking forward to the most, even though it's a John Cena WrestleMania moment. I'm just interested to see how they're doing this because
big match, John.
Of what is going on with everyone having to stay home and no crowds and whatever. So from one gimmick match to the next, we got to The Undertaker versus AJ Styles in a Boneyard match. What is a Boneyard match, you ask? We don't fucking know. But we're gonna find out. It could be a buried alive match because Boneyard means graveyard. So there could be a casket there, like Aaron said last night. There's 100 different things. So, Big G, where do you see this going, man?
Oh, we know this is going to be in a graveyard or somewhere in the cemetery, somewhere in Orlando, Florida, because they really can't go anywhere else. It is kind of Undertaker's match because, it is, dark and whatnot. But I think AJ is going to get the win. You're going to have, obviously, Anderson and Gallows there. And then and then they were talking about last night, like who this unholy trinity is. So it'll be interesting to see if somebody shows up to help Undertaker out, or if they're gonna do something where like 3 different Undertakers show up, like the Dead Man, the American Badass, and like Mark Calloway or something like that. Michelle McCool could come and hit the Faith Breaker Styles Clash on AJ. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with AJ Styles to get this match. AJ needs it a lot more right now than the Undertaker does.
Right on, man. See, the other day in the group chat, I can't remember what group chat it was, but I was talking to John, and I mentioned because it got brought up of who is the unholy trinity, and I was like bringing the acolytes back would be dope. This was what, like Sunday or Monday night, late Monday night, and you know, and then I also said watch him pull some Three Faces to Taker shit.
Right.
You know, you got your Dude Love, your Cactus Jack, and your Mankind. Like you'll have the Purple Glove, you'll have, you know, Big Evil, and then I would just go straight Ministry Taker because that was my favorite one, to be honest with you. But you know, but yeah, I don't know what to expect, but I'm expecting Undertaker to win because if he's bringing back Big Evil or the American Badass, like he said, and kind of noted to with some things on Raw when he said, "Try me, I'll make you famous," and you could tell he had just the clothing on for it and the bandana and stuff. It's like, all right, you know, this feels the way it should have been a couple of years ago, and when he hung up or left his gloves and his boots or gloves and hat and cloak in the ring, he should have came back then. But I'm going Taker on this. John, you're the tiebreaker.
Yeah, so a couple things. First, they don't even have to leave Full Sail to find a graveyard. You know, Full Sail is a production, university. They have, sets all around the place. They can easily put together a fake graveyard and do a match there at Full Sail. So that's definitely something they have in their pocket that's really cool. Again, what it's going to be, I don't know. But I think that Taker's going to win. I think he wants to redeem himself still from the Goldberg match. I think, and AJ can put on a good match with anybody. So I think the only reason AJ there is really here is to help Taker put through a good match and let Taker, win, keep his WrestleMania streak. I mean, obviously the streak's not open, but, keep it. You don't want to have him too many losses at Mania now after winning so many. So I think that, Taker's going to win. The only reason why AJ's even there to begin with is just to put on a good match with them.
Yeah.
6 years ago, if WWE knew that AJ Styles would one day sign to WWE, do you think they would have had Brock Lesnar end his streak if he knew he was going to be wrestling still 6 years later? Because this is the time that you could have put AJ over. Because, all right, you got the Beast, the end of the streak. Didn't Brock get enough accolades right off the rip, just pretty much walking right into WWE? Yeah, he spent time
Silver
in
platter.
WWE, but he got the smorgasbord. You know what I mean? He got to sit at the adults table and eat roast beef. You know what I mean? He wasn't eating nuggets with the kids. You know what I mean? In the indies, and I just feel that if they could have held off just a little longer on the whole streak thing, they could have found someone a whole lot more deserving than Brock Lesnar. Yeah. And this would have been the match to do it. It's a boneyard match. It's the Phenom versus the Phenomenal One. There's so many cool things that this could have been Taker's last match. If it ended in a graveyard.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. And, can't do anything about it. So, and we're going to get into our last stipulation match of the evening, or gimmick match, and that is a last man standing match between the Rated R superstar Edge and the Legend Killer Randy Orton. This match the build for it has been just awesome. That's all I have to say on it. It's been spot on. And props to Matt Hardy for making some of this happen, because he took a beating like a champ on behalf of Edge. So, obviously, Edge is going to get the win. He has to. I mean, you have to have that feel-good moment, especially when his feel-good moment was basically ruined. Roman threw him out, and then Randy beat his ass. So, and then thing with his wife on top of it and everything. I feel this match is going to be brutal. It's going to be weird seeing it without fans, but I guess we're just going to have to get used to it. But yeah, I'm going Edge all day. John?
Yeah, I agree. It's got to be Edge. There's no way that you have this big comeback, the Rumble, the build up, like you said, which has been amazing. Just fire promos. Just the emotion. It makes you really want to watch these guys beat the hell out of each other. We all know that it's fake, but it's still just like, oh man, they're pissed. They're legit. Gonna beat the hell out of each other. A last man standing match in an arena. Almost makes you feel like it puts a damper on Johnny and Ciampa, because we've kind of seen it's going to be almost the same kind of match, even though it's not a last man standing match, but, kind of the same concept here. But it's going to be a banger of a match still, whether there's fans or not. I think Edge has to win.
Yeah.
Big G.
Yep. I couldn't agree with you guys more. Like you all said, I even feel, this has been one of the best build-ups to a WrestleMania match in a long time in recent memory. I'm gonna go with Edge to win, obviously. I'm trying to think. Don't end it like a regular last man standing match. Do something creative with this match. Knowing that you have no audience, do something that would be like, holy shit. This will be something to be remembered in the next year or so. Heck, I don't know. Maybe have Beth come down there and hit a double concerto, or even, I don't know, if by God's almighty, have Kristen show up somehow and help Edge hit a double concerto. And, I'm sure after this, Edge will move on to somebody else. Somebody mentioned yesterday, could Edge be the next opponent for Lesnar? If Lesnar does end up retaining, but I'm gonna go with Edge to get this victory over Randy.
The only way I would be cool with Edge taking the L is if he was actually giving someone the rub who needed it.
Yeah, and Orton doesn't need it. God,
Orton doesn't need a damn thing.
Nah.
He's done it all.
Yeah.
He's done it all except for United States champion, I think.
No, he won that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, that's right. That's
he won it
right.
2 years
ago. Years. Yeah. I'm thinking like old Randy Orton before he fell out of like mid-card title stuff. Yeah, I forgot he did win that. But there's nothing left for him to do. So, moving on to our 3 more. We have 3 more matches. So, bear with us, folks. Again, another match we don't know what we're really getting. Goldberg defending his Universal Championship against not Roman Reigns, because he's officially pulled out of WrestleMania due to his immune system with leukemia and this, that, and the other. Props to him. Stay well, dude. That's all I have to say on that. So we don't have a 100% replacement opponent for him, but there's been speculation that it is Braun Strowman. And with that being said, Goldberg's going to retain, and I want to shoot myself in the head. So, Big G.
I couldn't agree more with you, Colin. I mean, like I said, like you said, props to Roman Reigns, worrying about his health, doing what he needs to do for his health and his family. That being said, Goldberg retains, and they'll keep the title on him until Roman comes back, and all this stuff that's happening in the world eventually dies down, and when we get a crowd again, hopefully by SummerSlam, and that's when they'll put the title on Roman Reigns.
They don't even have to wait till SummerSlam. They could just wait until they have the first. Like, can you imagine when everyone can go back to these crowds?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just do it on a SmackDown. Just do it on a SmackDown like the second week after you have a crowd, because that thing's going to be fucking roaring and bitching.
Oh, yeah.
I did read, I think in Albany on May 1st, if everything goes well, that's supposed to be the first SmackDown with the crowd again.
Cool.
But again, if nobody listens and doesn't stay the frick home, this thing could go on all summer, and we don't want that though. So
no. John, what do you think is going to happen with this match?
I think there's no way Goldberg can jackhammer Braun Strowman.
He's going to spear him like 5 times.
Right, yeah, like that's the only way. Goldberg's going to retain. First off, he said props to Roman Reigns because fuck anybody who wants to judge you for doing what's best for you, and your health and your family. Anybody who judges people who are, out to entertain us, they can suck a dick, because that's a man's livelihood here. But I'm sorry if that's like going over the line of what I can say here, but I'm not the hugest Roman Reigns fan, but Jesus Christ, man, the guy just battled leukemia. Let him live, literally. But again, if the replacement is Braun Strowman, that is a boring ass match. But Goldberg will win.
Yeah. So Brock Lesnar is going to defend his WWE Championship against the 2020 Royal Rumble winner, Drew McIntyre, and probably the main event of either Saturday or Sunday. I thought I heard Michael Cole say something on Raw that it's going to be Saturday night that took place. But don't quote me on that, because I didn't really watch 100% of Raw, because it's replays, I got the network I pay $10 a month for. If I want to watch replays, I'll watch it there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
with no commercials.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, what are we going to do here? Are we going to give McIntyre the title in front of nobody when he deserves everybody? Or are we going to piss a lot of people off and keep it on Brock Lesnar at this point? But I've heard Brock Lesnar is supposed to work more TV deals this year. But Brock Lesnar also lives in Canada. So the border situation right now and etc. But John, where do you stand on this?
I've been clamoring for Drew to be champion for what seems like forever. The guy just has everything. The charisma, the athleticism, the look, the everything. Especially with Vince McMahon still being in charge, I don't know why he hasn't put a title on Drew yet. Again, I agree with you though too that he deserves to win in front of a crowd that will pop and will give him the admiration that he deserves for it.
Yeah.
So it does make me think maybe he won't win yet. But I do think that he'll be maybe this year's version of Kofi-ish, kind of, where it's just the feel-good feeling. So I'm going to pick Drew, but I could definitely see it not happening.
Repeat that last part. We lost you, bud.
Oh, man, it's been with me. So I do pick Drew, even though I could see him not winning because of lack of a crowd.
Gotcha. All right, cool. G?
Yeah. It's going to be tough, but I think they want to give us a feel-good moment, especially to close out one of the nights. I'm going to go with Drew to win. That little promo thing that he did in Scotland or whatever, training, they've been building up Drew as a credible champion, not like a certain Monday Night Messiah last year. Drew's going to win, and, I'm sure eventually Brock will win the title back sometime before next year's WrestleMania and be on the Go Home show, on the Go Home segment for Monday Night Raw. So,
yeah. See, in my opinion, they've been building Drew McIntyre up to be a credible champion since 2009, when he first showed up, and then his young and mature ways got his ass in trouble, and that's why he left.
Yeah.
But I know this is going to suck if they don't pull the trigger. Part of me feels it's not time to do it because we need the crowd. We don't need it, but I just feel like it would just be such a better moment. But I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre. They're probably going to pull a swerve and put it on Brock still, but I want to see it, so I'm predicting McIntyre as well.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And then we're moving on to what's going to be my main event of WrestleMania. Becky Lynch defending her Raw Women's Championship against the Queen of Spades, Shayna fucking Baszler. I'm going to let G start on this one because we all know.
Do I need to say anything?
We already know. I already know.
We already know.
We already know.
My fiance's over here flicking me off because she's rooting for Becky on the whenever. So, yeah. Shayna to retain. You know, the only way I can see them not doing it is because they want to keep Becky champion for a while longer because, Vince doesn't believe in Shayna right now. But yeah, 100% Shayna winning the Raw Women's title. And I like Virtue's idea yesterday saying, play Jonah Jet's music and, have Becky distracted. And then that's how Shayna wins. And then Becky's like, where's Ronda? Where's Ronda? So,
John?
My fiance also is on the Becky Lynch train still. I was, for a while with the man thing. I was with it, and then it got old and got played out, and I'm like, okay, I'm bored now with it. Yeah. But I love Shayna. I think she's a legit badass, and I think that they could book her to be a legit badass. And I think that it's the time to make a move on this. And I think it's going to be Shayna, hopefully, and hopefully they don't fuck it up.
I'm going Shayna Baszler, and I want her to straight ragdoll Becky Lynch. I want her to make the man look like the bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want her to straight knock. Like, are you guys familiar with the movie Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Yeah.
Like, I want he punched the highlights out of her hair moment. Like, you know what I mean? I want straight just a mauling of her. But hi Tilly. But yeah, I'm going Shayna Baszler on this. So we're all in agreement. And with that concludes this episode of Prime Cuts, episode 18. Big G, John, thanks for joining me for this. We knocked it out of the park in just under an hour. So that's not bad for 16 matches and some good chat in between. So, John, is there anything you want to plug or promote?
Yes. First, you can follow me on Twitter at ShartzerJohn, ShartzerJon. Tomorrow, I'm finally recording the first episode of My Brother's Keeper with Christopher Mace. It's my mental health podcast. We're going to talk about his struggles with bipolar depression. We'll do some more things going forward, but that finally starts tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about that. So look for that, and then follow me on Twitter, and let's talk some wrestling.
All right. Mr. Big G.
Yes, so you can follow me on nodq.com/Big G. That takes you to my Twitter page, nodq_Big G on Instagram, Jeff Hills on Facebook. Go check out the latest NoDQ predictions video. They already got like over 3,000 views. Go check out nodq.com/merch. All the latest merch over there. You can still go to Pro Wrestling Tees, search in NoDQ. Get that hashtag Fire Virtue, share it there if you hate Virtue, if you like Virtue. That's it for me. Mr. Cleaver Colin Andrew, take it home, buddy.
Virtue actually sent me this shirt.
Okay.
But no, man, thanks again for joining me, guys. If you like this video, make sure to click the subscribe button, which I think is over, and then the like button over, and the share button, So follow me on Twitter at NoDQColinAndrew. Follow me on Instagram at Colin26Andrew. Join us on Facebook at Aftermatch Wrestling. That's all one word, AFTERMATCH space wrestling. Find us there and on YouTube as well. That's Stefan and Jerry's deal for What's NXT and the NXT Party. You can check out our quick predictions for what was NXT TakeOver Tampa that we predicted last night. All the matches that are going to be put on the episodes of NXT over the next couple of weeks. We kind of figured out which ones they might be doing and just decided to do it for sake of points for the league. So stop on over there and check that out. Follow us on Armbar. It's all capitals, ARMBAR ! On Facebook as well, and Aftermatch_Wrestling on Instagram, and Aftermatch Rest WREST on Twitter. Thanks again, guys, for doing this. Again, WrestleMania is this coming Saturday at 7 and Sunday at 7 as well. I think the pre-show might be at 6. I don't know the info on that, but so enjoy. Until next time, for Big G, for Big John, I'm the Cleaver. We'll take it easy and see ya next time.